Ah, it's gonna be an exciting one. Okay. Over there. Hello, and welcome everybody to tonight's fantastic, lovely dinosaur action in Explorer on Arena, as it usually is for me. I only play dinosaurs, and sometimes just need to go bigger and faster. As many of you know, it can be big and it can be fast with the Stampede way to play them, and this is bigger. Well, it's faster, and sometimes it's bigger with Gwenna. I don't know why I didn't retry it, because I've used Gwenna before. Quite lovely, especially with the OG Ghalta Primal Hunger. Casting that for 2 green. If you have 10 or more total power, it reduces Ghalta Primal Hunger to 2 green, and then Gwenna taps for 2 of any combination of colors, I think, or just 2 green. But you get the idea. Gwenna taps for 2 green, she untaps because Ghalta is 5 or more power, and boom, there you go. Pinky, how's it going? Hopefully all is well, and hopefully all is as well as it can be for anybody watching right now or later on. Even if it's not the greatest time in the world, we will have a good time here tonight or today, whenever it is you're watching. Just execute on your game plan. Better, faster, sooner. That's faster, but you get the idea. When it is something so powerful and so deadly as this, it does kind of make a little bit of sense, you got to admit. Lovely stuff right here. Once I get myself resized. A busy day, I have to assume so. It is the holiday coming up in Canada, and 2-hour straight rush. Oh, that's rough stuff. Reminds me of the time I was dishwashing in a buffet restaurant, and I think for about 2 hours or 2 or 3 hours, it was painful. I liked it, but it was pretty rough. It's going to be pretty rough on opponents, though, when we crush them with Gwenna here. Now, Gwenna, it's a creature, it's a thing that makes multiple mana, 2 mana. And going along with the explosive potential of Castle Garenbrig, activating its ability, supercharged with Sunken Citadel. And again, at any point, if anybody is wondering what this is all about more in detail, as always, the primer, the link to the video in the description and the list. But yes, Gwenna, she has to stick around for a cycle of turns so that you can tap her for that 2 mana for a creature. So it's kind of rough. It makes me, kind of not want to use her in game 1 if we face off against an opponent that has some removal, which a lot of them do. It's not so stable, but whenever we face an opponent that may not have a lot of removal, Gwenna, she comes in, boom, lovely, likely replacing the Clifftop Lookout. Once in a while, the Clifftop, when it enters, we look for the closest land to the top, we put it on the battlefield. Sometimes that is sunken, and one sunken gets us ahead by 2, in a similar fashion to Gwenna tapping for 2 mana for a creature. But it's not always. So just playing Gwenna knowing we're going to be ahead by 2 on the following turn, that might be all we need. Would I combine Clifftop with Gwenna? Probably not, but say we're against an aggro deck. I certainly like the consistency, the potential of this. Playing it on turn 3 instead of Clifftop. We know for a fact we're getting too closer. Boom. That is going to get us some wins. Likely going to get us some wins right there. But again, I could trim T-Rex, bring in Gwenna, supercharge the ramp package, possibly trim Fierce Empath, which, if some of you guys have joined the Discord, if you haven't and you like Discord, definitely do so. I don't always talk about dinosaurs, but Fierce Empath was commune with dinosaurs. How is that feeling? Of course, commune with dinosaurs, 1 green, we look at the top 5. Choosing either a land or a dinosaur, usually we have a hit. It's kind of nice, but it doesn't always grab me what I'm looking for. And with this deck, Stampede Dinos, the namesake, you want to see Ghalta And I know some of you have experienced it. You have a packed hand. You could win if only you drew Ghalta or you had Ghalta for the next few turns. You're hoping to get it, you don't. Oh, if you drop it, the opponent is dropped to likely negative health. Whenever it enters, you put everything out as it usually goes. Regisaur Alpha and Palani's Hatcher, that goes along with the faster part. Other dinosaurs you control have haste, and usually every other creature you have is a dinosaur. So you attack dead that turn. A lot of it has trample, so you don't have to worry about a chump blocker, which is, well, that is very nice, especially the Cat Oven combo, Yurga, Golgari, Sacrifice, whatnot. Oh, it is good. It is good. Very, very good. So Gwenna, yeah. Oh, lovely, lovely stuff. Beseiju Who Endures, again, will I keep 3 copies in? 4 in total, because I'm starting off with 1 as a way to maybe slow down Mono Green Devotion, pick up some wins once in a while. Hard to say again. I have mentioned before, and some of you probably have experienced, you bring in a permanent, whether it is that enchantment or an artifact, and the Mono Green Devotion opponent kills it. It's hard to rely on that. So this, boom, for 2. Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx, permanently taps for 1 green. Target Nykthos taps for 1 green. They replace it with a forest, so technically you can read it as that. That's what I read it as. It seems pretty decent to me. There's no way they can remake that Nykthos to tap for mana. Chances are they're going to grab another copy, but at the very least, that might buy just enough time, and it has bought me just enough time in the past. Hornet Queen as well. Hey, if I'm facing off against a bunch of stuff, boom, Hornet Queen. And also Gwenna is going to be quite nice with the Hornet Queen. If Gwenna gets the Hornet Queen down a little bit sooner, that might be all it takes. Does the opponent have, no, a bunch of creatures? Now they may not want to attack. Buy me time. Boom. Lovely stuff. Trading with anything because of that Death Touch. Then Pithing Needle, the catch-all for all activated abilities, planeswalkers, artifacts, creatures, enchantments, lands. It's lovely stuff, but I said we'll get right into it. Good, it was less than 10 minutes. Sometimes I go past 10 minutes. I could go for half an hour, honestly. The primer I did, it was 2 hours. 1 take. I almost couldn't believe it myself, but that was pretty good, very efficient, and yeah, we'll continue the grind. Platinum 3 at the moment. Of course, I would have hoped it would be a touch higher today when I started, but it's not always how it goes. A lot of aggro this morning and this afternoon. Not much you can do. 7-8U. Huh. Imagine with that that avatar does make me suspicious. It might be something black, and well, we wouldn't be doing a whole lot against it with no lands. Could kind of make it work. I would prefer a Cavern was Castle Garenbrig or a Sunken. Archdruids would grab either the castle or the Sunken. The land I didn't have, but very, very reasonable. Now Fierce Empath, it could grab the Ghalta. If I get rid of Carnage Tyrant, Fierce Empath could grab Carnage Tyrant, but we're doing some, we're likely doing something on turn 3, which would be Archdruid's Charm. I'm going to trim Fierce Empath. 5 ways, how's it going? Hopefully all is well, and I say we get Vaultborn down. We need to dig, we need to get just a touch closer to that. Okay, never mind, we won't be having Archdruid's Charm. I guess I rightly guessed. It was something black related. Oh, we got another source of green. I don't have a turn 2 play, so Stomping Ground, the Shockland, might as well enter. Oh, Beseiju too. Huh. If we get an Archdruid's Charm, another one, or, well, I guess we'll go Cavern of Souls at this point. You never know. We might have to use Beseiju to take out something. Phyrexian Obliterator. Okay. We're not dead yet. Keep in mind, we could just kill the opponent. It doesn't matter how much damage is dealt to the Phyrexian Obliterator, as long as we kill them. It just doesn't matter. Hit me for 5. Do it. Good. Good. A very positive, I hope. At the very least, we got Castle Garenbrig. We're going to be making a bunch of mana. Will it play Vaultborn Tyrant? I say we play Vaultborn Tyrant. Lovely, lovely stuff. Ooh. We need to draw into Ghalta or a Sunken. That's really what it's all about. Fierce Empath there. Oh, look. Fierce Empath was Commune. Commune wasn't guaranteed to dig. Oh, yeah. Keep waiting. That's usually what this kind of opponent does. But again, we want to draw into the stuff. Carnage gets the draw into a land. Fierce Empath could certainly do that, but we just gotta wait. Phyrexian Obliterator will not attack as long as we have these big creatures. It's waiting. Oh, there we go. The opponent might just be dead. Watch this. If they don't have a Thoughtseize, they're dead next turn.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
You just wait. You just wait. This is the fantastic thing. Hopefully they don't have Thoughtseize. Crossing my fingers. Gifted Aetherborn doesn't matter. I hope. Don't have Thoughtseize. Don't do it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, about to die. Oh, so dead. So incredibly dead.
Ruthless aggression.
Phyrexian Obliterator is basically nothing. I say we go extra ruthless on a Sunday night. Whew. Fired up. What a way to start. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Let's make sure they're extra. We could have put a third Ghalta out. I mean, that's perfectly ruthless. You're playing with bats. Yes. Absolutely gorgeous. I like bats 5 ways. Bats have gotten quite a bit of support, and I think they could be pretty legitimate. It is nice to see other creature types get some good support for sure. But there you go. It didn't look like such a nice hand, and I didn't even have a Sunken Citadel to get things going, but we got things going in a big way. And again, they never leave themselves open. They want me to attack, so I just never attack, and that's pretty much how you beat Obliterator if you're playing something bigger. Oh, the Bat Brews, the rabbits from Bloomburrow, I hear are quite fantastic. Lizards, Rakdos lizards. Very nasty stuff. Not a pretty sight, but like I mentioned, Gwenna probably going to die game 1 if we face off against a deck with removal, which this deck has removal, so I don't feel comfortable bringing her in. Keep it the same. Clifftop Lookout. When it enters, we get a land on the battlefield. That is stable. Gwenna, not as stable as Clifftop, even though you probably get more mana. Yeah. Oh, otters. It is nice though that the otters, the frogs, the bats, a lot of the stuff, the squirrels. I hear the squirrels are not so powerful with Bloomburrow, but at least a lot of those new creature types that got decent support, they are viable enough that you can get some decent wins. It's not always the case. A new creature type or a bunch of support, and it's still not quite enough. That hand, I mean, I would have gotten rid of Sylvan Scrying, I think. I didn't even have a second source of green. Well, hopefully Sylvan Scrying sticks around. Good. Very positive for us. Of course, Clifftop. We'll go with Cavern. Cavern or search for a Sunken. I don't have Archdruid's Charm. Cavern of Souls certainly can be the land. I don't have to preserve the first 3 lands or try to make the first 3 lands sources of green anymore. I would have played Stomping Ground if that was the case and, preserved it as I went. But very reasonably, if they don't kill me soon enough, the Clifftop next turn might just lock things up. Oh boy. See what it gets. Could be a Sunken. If it is, they die. Possibly. Well, it's not a sunken, but that's still pretty darn good. If we get a land untapped, and they don't get rid of Ghalta, they die. Oh, oh, there you go. Let's take it. Razorlash Transmogric. Oh! There we go. There we go. Ooh. Okay. I already knew what it could do, but if anybody is new, you got a good case right off the bat. It doesn't always happen, and that's what I love. There's no hiding, no curating. Of course, you wouldn't normally, if you were a different type of content creator, want to show a complete blowout, but still, there's blowouts, there's the highs, there's the lows, and then there's perfection. Ruthless aggression, yes. There you go. There you go. Of course, I do hope to repeat that, but man, you don't have to do anything specific when it is so deadly. I don't care about killing one specific creature. Sometimes I do. Of course, single target removal at times would save me if that one creature is so important. But hey, we lost Amalia, that was banned, so I don't have to worry about exiling or destroying Amalia Benavides. However you pronounce her name, you get the idea. Boom, boom. She was so key, of course. Well, a namesake, the main thing. But then Sorin or Vein Ripper. That big scary stuff, gone. And now you get to play big scary stuff like this. You always could, but yeah, lovely. Lovely. Is this lovely? I think so. Turn 1 commercial district, see what's on top. I do imagine maybe we're facing off against Mono Green Devotion, the first one of the night. Oh boy. Oh, is this another? Hey, are one of you guys watching right now? I think you might. Oh, I think this is a ruthless aggression Stampede Dinosaurs matchup. Oh boy, I feel that could be one of you guys in the Discord. It's getting a little bit rough. Ouch. Hopefully I can redeem myself in game 2. It's gotta be. Maybe not. Carnage Tyrant coming in. There it is. Okay, we have a mirror match live. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Stuck on 2 lands does tend to do the trick. I gotta say, Ghalta Stampede Tyrant coming up from the opponent this turn, I would imagine. Okay, we're dead. Not you. Oh, who's doing this? Who's doing this? Only a Palani's Hatcher? Oh, hey, you saw what I did. Perhaps the algorithm, I don't know. Algorithm had to deal me some pain and suffering. It is just so cool to see other people use the list that I made, the type of dinosaurs that I made. And it is so crazy to face it live on the ranked ladder too. Oh, beautiful. Oh, beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. I don't have Pithing Needle. Well, no, not Pithing Needle. Alpine Moon. We turn off Castle Garenbrig. Lovely stuff. Of course, I know my own deck. I know the thing I play every day. I know it does not have a lot of interaction. We're going with Gwenna. Big time. Trim the Clifftop Lookout. Boom. Gwenna, we get ahead by 2 like I mentioned. Gwenna should stick around. Hopefully. Besage Who Endures is quite interesting though. Gonna trim the three Fierce Empaths. Yeah. If we take out Castle Garenbrig, everything kind of crumbles pretty much. I know, Thunderblade. Maybe the opponent I'm facing just randomly assembled a Ghalta Stampede Dinos list that also features Clifftop Lookout. It could be a complete coincidence. I don't like that hand though. Stop now. I think that's going to be a little bit better. I'm going to take my chances. Just because we got Gwenna, a Sunken, and a Castle Garenbrig, it's hard not to pass up. Hopefully seeing a Sylvan Scrying and perhaps make the magic happen. But definitely, only 2 lands is rough. But a Sunken and a Castle as the only 2 lands. Risky, risky. Oh boy. Oh boy, then, oh. Is it going to be Castle Garenbrig from the opponent next turn? Oh, it is. Oh, there's the Sunken. Okay. Castle Garenbrig plus the Archdruid. Okay, well, they don't have Archdruid's Charm. But they're going to play the Sunken this turn, able to make 7 next turn. Hopefully we don't see a Vaultborn Tyrant from the opponent, but I do imagine something like that is coming up. Gwenna. I say we go Gwenna. Oh boy. If we draw Ghalta next turn, we could get him. If we don't, at the very least, they can only make 7. Beseju could have taken out that castle, but they would have been able to activate it before I took it out. And unfortunately, they're probably searching for a Carnage Tyrant. If they grab it, they can play it. They can make 6 with their 2 Sunkens and the Castle Garenbrig that they have. Or it could be 2 creatures that cost a total of, well, 3. Combined, that's 6. Can't play that Palani's Hatcher, unfortunately. Good with the Clifftop. Able to make 8 next turn, possibly dropping Ghalta. Unfortunately, could be rough. Now the question becomes, will it be Ghalta? Will it not? Would anything save me if it's Ghalta? No. We just have to use Archdruids to search for Ghalta and hope it's not Ghalta. Good stuff. Love to see it. Oh, beautiful. Man, that's good. That's good. It's pretty much the most thrilling thing, getting to face off in a mirror match live with something that can be so deadly. Yeah, just wasn't our match, and I'm interested which one of you guys this is. If it is one of you that's in the chat or sometimes watches or is in the Discord, congrats. Lovely stuff. Well, all right, and I faced off against someone else today in the Discord, which was actually quite amazing. That is twice in one day that I faced off against people using it. Man, that's it's a special kind of feeling, that's for sure. Hard to explain. It's nice. Something you've done for years and years, over 600 streams, and then, kind of a different spin on dinosaurs materializes, and you play that for a bunch, and it's meaningful in a pretty good way. Maybe it's going to be twice in a row, who knows? Of course, this could be an indication that the Explorer format on Arena perhaps is a little bit small, but of course it is late at night, so there's not a whole lot of people playing. There's a reasonable chance that one of you guys could face me, and that would be pretty sweet. Although I wish this hand was okay, nothing much there. I wish this hand was a little bit more sweet though. That's going to do it. Even though it's not a castle or a Sunken. Fierce Empath 100%. Sometimes the Fierce Empath we would want to grab Ghalta and put it in our hand, but we got it in our hand. Lovely. Don't need a Palani's at this point. I want to dig, get closer, increase the chance of seeing Castle Garenbrig or Sunken Citadel coming up. Looks to be regular mono green devotion. Interesting. Yeah, painful. Oh, a Sunken Citadel. Perfectly wonderful. It is also wonderful that I still could go with Boseiju, taken out, as I mentioned, Nykthos Shrine to Nyx. That would be nice. Hopefully they don't play it. Okay, not too bad. Kiora could untap a forest, they get 1 green, they could play Nykthos. They could activate Nykthos this turn, I believe. They haven't played their land for the turn. I imagine that might be coming up, unfortunately.
The ocean surges, life thrives.
Oh, that's not too bad. It's not Nykthos. I mean, old growth troll. It is pretty rough. For 3, they draw 2, they get a 4/4 trample, a draw off of the Trailblazer and Kiora. Well, if they didn't have Nykthos before, chances are they're getting it now. Ooh. Oh. There we go. That hopefully will do it. We're going to be able to make 8 next turn with Boseiju. And we just have to hope no Nykthos. Don't do it. Oh boy. Will we get fortunate in game 1? That is the question. That's not Nykthos. Of course, they could draw it with all those triggers. You can only get fortunate for so long. That's the thing. Oh, okay, yeah. I imagine we're done for, but maybe through some twist of fate, we won't die. And if we don't, we get to play Ghalta. There you go. Hasty with everything. Not the Clifftop Lookout, but I hope to draw some other big dino. I mean, every dino is pretty big and nice, but you get the idea. I just hope they don't get the Ulvenwald Oddity. That would be painful. Yeah. Untap Nykthos. Do your thing. Oh boy. Now they have 14. They use 2 of the 4 that is floating. And Leyline of the Guild Pact. Oh boy. A lot of fun. Two ley lines. Oh. Not great. And another Kiora to untap the Nykthos. Tap it again. Huh.
Unforgivable.
Now they have 21. Oh, a Storm the Technically, we're not dead. Maybe we could get them. A slim chance if they get the Ulvenwald. Oh no. Then they hit the 3rd Kiora. This is just crazy stuff. But again, if they don't get the Ulvenwald Oddity transforming into the Ulvenwald Horror, I believe it is. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're guaranteed to get it at this point. Yeah. Keep going. Oh boy. Definitely, I think that could have been worth it. I actually kind of forgot that I had Boseiju, honestly. Yeah, an oopsie on my part. 100% blue blur. Blue blur. Next time. Yeah, that would have been good. Real good. I really was focused on the Ghalta, playing Boseiju, getting to 8 next turn. It had kind of gone out of my mind to use it on the Nykthos. I knew I had to get Ghalta next turn to have any chance of winning, and yeah, that's how she goes. Of course, I could draw land for the turn that entered untapped after getting rid of my own Boseiju, but maybe this is the time. If they get a cure and they try to untap Nykthos again. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, wait, when they try to untap it now, then they won't be able to give everybody haste. This is the moment, perhaps. Do it. You know you want it. They only have 4. They can't transform an oddity. Not today. Maybe it was good that I waited all this time. It usually doesn't, yeah. Now, they certainly could deck out. Huh. Okay. They can hit me for 16. The Clifftop Lookout could block somebody, which is nice enough. Might as well stop for that damage and see if we draw land that enters untapped. We have to. Oh boy. That is not going to be it. That's darn. Of course, it's nothing I haven't faced before, and probably many of you haven't faced before. We'll trim the Fierce Empath, bring in those Boseijus, and boom, again. The 3 Boseijus I brought in are not lands. I kind of consider them not lands. They're there to take out Nykthos. Pretty simple. It's like instant speed can't be countered for 2. Nykthos is gone. Well, our chances would be gone if we kept that with only a Sunken Citadel. And only a forest. It is kind of interesting. Up the lands and it's one land. Okay, that's going to be the keeper 100%. Sadly, you do have to put quite a few to the bottom. Cliff top to the bottom. Sylvan Scrying is going to grab Sunken Citadel. But the Cliff top Lookout might not grab Sunken, so that's how it has to be. Oh, an Archdruid's Charm though. That is interesting. I'm going to play Boseiju next turn. Archdruid's Sunken. Lovely. Or just play Sunken. I was going to play Sunken anyways. Stomping Ground. It didn't really achieve much. I wouldn't have been able to make 3 on turn 3. I would have played the Sunken and not being able to do anything anyways. So this way had the similar effect and I didn't take 2. Now, Archdruids to search and put another Sunken, getting Vaultborn. Possibly. I say we just do Clifftop. See what we get. Hopefully it is a Sunken, not a Sunken, but then Boseiju 100%. It's feeling good. Vaultborn at the very least, but if we draw Ghalta, we could get... Okay, well, hopefully we see Boseiju. That is the hard part. If you only have 1, of course you want to advance this plan of being aggressive and taking out the opponent, but perhaps I just have to preserve Boseiju far more often than I do. Yeah, that's that tends to do the trick. All right, well, I'll still stick with the Boseiju plan for now. Again, it's tons of decks that are faced. The odd time I do face Mono Green Devotion multiple times in a row, and well, it is pretty painful. This deck just naturally doesn't have an overall plan that is super duper fantastic against it. Basically I would say so. I was always worried about mono green devotion. I was just happy I didn't face it too much. I know how to beat it, as I think a lot of us do. Damping Sphere, Alpine Moon, all of that. But yeah, I imagine one day we will face more bans for the format. Probably not anytime soon, but I could see mono green devotion, perhaps something getting hit. But again, if it always stays in, we'll just always keep trying to do our best and beat them up good. Hand seemed pretty lovely with 2 lands, one of them being Castle, knowing that I'm going to get the Sunken off of the Sylvan. Oh, it's mono green for again. Huh. Okay. Twice in a row. Well. Maybe I just start off with all the Besagers at this point. Oh boy. Hey, at the very least, look at this. They didn't start off with a bunch of Leyline of the Guild packs. It's like deja vu. It feels like this is game 3 and maybe I won one of the games. Except that isn't the case, of course. Is it all mono green? Always has been. Hasn't always been. And perhaps some of you guys are also, feeling something similar. Facing something similar. Now, the cliff top getting that sunken. If we get a land untapped and they haven't popped off, they will die. But of course they do have a Nykthos, and well, as we saw the previous match, you know what they do. But you also know what I do. 2, 6, that's pretty good. Old Growth Troll, also quite nice. This could be it. They'll have a total of 6. Maybe they'll play 2 Old Growth Trolls. They spend 2 of that for floating. I mean, I've seen that before. I faced a mono green devotion opponent today that got 3 Leyline of the Guild packs at the very start, and yeah, that it went as you can imagine. They didn't do the turn 2 thing, but turn 3 they went off, and with 3 Leyline of the Guild packs, it's pretty easy to go off. 12 devotion right there for free. I think if anything, they'll start off with potentially banning Leyline of the Guild pack. It is only used in one specific deck, and okay, that's pretty good. This is good. They are dead. Possibly. Hopefully. Okay, not quite. Close. Of course, we are basically dead next turn. Really need a Besaju at this point. Let me think. Vaultborn Tyrant it is. See what happens. Draw into a land. And oh boy. Vaultborn to block something that maybe saves myself. Possibly. Either way, Archdruids could have searched for and put a land out, but if they were going to pop off and kill me, it wouldn't have mattered. But maybe in some way Vaultborn will help me survive the onslaught, which I wouldn't have been able to survive if I had searched for a land with Archdruids instead of Vaultborn. Yeah. I imagine we're dead as we were the previous match, but yeah, the high rolls, the absolutely crazy turns from mono green, pretty hard to come back from, that's for sure. But you'll face whatever you face, as long as you're having a good time. That's what it's all about, and trying to beat people, opponents, as good as possible. At least they've used Cura Storm the Festival. Hopefully they don't get a Nykthos and a Kiora. You never know. Okay, good, good. Cavalier of Thorns, we hope it doesn't hit a Nykthos. We might just squeak by. I guess Ulvenwald Oddity can transform. Oh, no, okay, yep. Yep. Boom. If we had drawn a land for the turn instead of Carnage Tyrant, they would have died, which is, you know, a good position to be in. Of course, Mono Green Devotion perhaps more consistent, and oh yeah, that's true. And the opponent looking at the Clifftop Lookout and the Vaultborn, they almost had something to be worried about. And they're really looking at the Vaultborn and the Clifftop. You can see them mousing over quite a bit. Wondering what the heck this opponent was doing. Hopefully they find out. They're on the receiving end of
Ruthless aggression.
two Fierce Empath. Yeah. Cliff top 3. Oh, Gwenna, that's what I was bringing in. Never mind. Okay. I was getting confused there for a second. Cliff top. Yeah. Okay. There we are. All the Beseiju. Boom. Gwenna, again, because Mono Green Devotion basically has no interaction. Gwenna's going to survive. And hopefully this is a good example. At least one game, you know, showing you with the actions, not just the words. But, yeah, bring some more hate against Mono Green, we'll see. Nothing sticks around, though. Well, we're not Control. Something like that can counter, exile spells, sweeper. But again, Mono Green Devotion can have those crazy turns and win on the spot in such a painful way. This hand would win on the spot if we get more dinos. Something to supercharge Ghalta. At the moment, we'll have all the mana we need completely. Sunken plus a Stomping Ground. Sylvan Scrying on turn 2 to grab another Castle Garenbrig. If the opponent has their own Beseiju, they do, because it's Mono Green Devotion. But if they do, that's what we'll grab. I don't need another Sunken off of Sylvan Scrying. That is going to happen with Archdruids. It's good stuff. I mean, we could. We might need that haste. You know what? That's what we're doing. A touch slower. Archdruids to grab the Regisaur or the Palani's Hatcher. Usually I always just grab something that enters untapped because the next turn it's Archdruids. But we have a count. Yeah, I like that. I think so. Settle the Wreckage. Start off with Settle the Wreckage. You can surprise an aggro opponent in game 1. Quite nice. Settle the Wreckage, for anybody that isn't aware. 2 and 2 white. Exile all attacking creatures target player controls. That is pretty lovely stuff, I gotta say. Very, very devastating. Beseiju might be devastating. This is actually a perfect moment to take out Nykthos. I don't need Beseiju. I have the lands. I got Archdruids. Next turn we can make 7, possibly with Castle. The turn after, 8. A good position, but yeah, Settle the Wreckage. Exile all attacking creatures target player controls. That's where it's at. And the Ulvenwald Oddities, it's not too bad. They don't have a Nykthos yet. Hopefully we've nixed their chances. I think that's a very real possibility. And we did just draw Regisaur Alpha for the turn, so well, that might be it. Oh boy. I can use Boseiju to take out Nykthos and still know that I'm going to be making 8 next turn. This is absolutely the best possible scenario at the moment. Just reanimated Ghalta. Whew, that does sound painful. Oh, that I imagine the opponent was dead after that. I have to imagine this opponent is dead. They still have a total of 5. They could play Cavalier of Thorns. Doesn't matter at this point though, which is good. I didn't play Castle Garenbrig because I didn't want to get destroyed by the opponent's own Boseiju. Now we got him. Phew. What? Minus 34. Minus 34 is quite nice indeed. Good. Good. Good, you die. Alright. Let's make them extra dead. We grab another Regisaur or Palani's Hatcher. Both give each other haste. That's really what you want. And it's really what you want. Boom. Phew. But again, even if they had Boseiju, or if they had Nykthos, we could have used Boseiju, so we still might have got that job done. Phew. Phew. Took him down. Lovely. Alright. It's pretty cool. You don't have to play anything, and then all of a sudden, they're dropped. I love that part. I also don't love that there's a fly buzzing around again. Sounds like a big one. It's not that bothersome, but keep it like that. I think Gwenna could be a quite interesting thing. It doesn't specifically hurt Mono Green Devotion, but again, they don't have interaction, so you can do something a little bit more fragile than you normally would. Most other decks do have some interaction, and you can't always get away with doing something risky, that's for sure. I've done fragile stuff before against Mono Green, and it has worked out pretty good. I just love knowing that I probably won't be interrupted. Of course, this Mono Green Devotion seems like it's potentially even more explosive than previous variations. Oh!
Get him a body bag! Yeah!
The opponent might be getting me a body bag because they're going to be wrecking us, but at least we got the Boseiju, 104 copies, so that's lovely stuff. I don't know, it's a good old slugfest. We got a game plan. Pay the 2, just in case. I don't imagine they can do anything crazy. Likely would have been better to have Stomping Ground enter tapped, save myself taking 2 damage, but they're not exploding very well. We could get a castle plus Gwenna, pop off with Ghalta. We know Gwenna's not going to die. That just doesn't happen against Mono Green Devote. There's the Nykthos. Good. Preserve that Boseiju. Well, I guess we got another one. Lovely. Guess that's what we're playing. I can make 6 next turn. We're going to play Palani's Hatcher, which would untap Gwenna quite fantastically. I do hope for Ghalta's Stampede Tyrant or Castle Garenbrig. We're missing, a couple key pieces. But at least we will get to cast somebody good. Pretty good. Just Palani's Hatcher being 5 power. Gwenna cares about creatures whenever you cast them with 5 power. Regisaur Alpha does not trigger Gwenna untapping, which is pretty darn sweet, I must say. I love that. Okay, where's Ghalta when you need it? Certainly not attacking, but yeah, we'll see. I can make 7 next turn with the second Passage. We tap the first one I have out, then we play the second one, and then we can tap the second one, and we can get a Vaultborn, which could be helpful. Just a little unfortunate we, well, did stumble a little. Stumble! I'm stumbling over my own words, but we did stumble a wee bit here. Yeah. We'll get him. We'll get him. Maybe not this match, but we know what we have to do. Is Gwenna the right thing to do? I think so. Makes sense to me, at least. At least I don't have Kiora to untap Nykthos, so gotta look on the positive side. Okay, Vaultborn, yes, very nice indeed. Okay, tap the Nykthos, play the Nykthos, yes. Choose what we want to keep, the one that's untapped, play the Vaultborn, we gotta get the card draw, get to Ghalta, get more lands. I don't need a third Gwenna, but that is sometimes how it happens. Of course, Gwenna being so impactful and amazing, I want to see her as much as possible. It is just a wee bit unfortunate. If I want to do something big and nasty and very helpful, like Gwenna can be, I would want more than one copy. I would never even consider it in the overall game plan. If I had one copy of something that is very helpful in a certain matchup, well, I wouldn't even consider it helpful, because chances are I'm just not going to see it at one copy. Doesn't even factor into the calculations. Of course, that will do it there, though. Yeah. All right. Is it going to be mono green devotion for the third time? At the very least, this is interesting. Seeing how many times in a row we can get it. I'm still having a good time. I'll figure out the best way to beat them. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's something a little bit different. Maybe I have to start off with Gwenna. Maybe I should trim the Clifftop Lookout, which only ever gets me usually one ahead. Put a land on the battlefield, or Gwenna, which gets me 2 ahead. But you don't want to see multiple copies of Gwenna. You're fine seeing multiple copies of Clifftop Lookout. You just play them both, get some lands. Lovely. Lovely. Yeah. Or have Gwenna instead of Fierce Empath, which I want to see Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. Fierce Empath able to grab that very nicely. Possibly able to grab a win very nicely with that hand. 2 Sunkens plus a Sylvan. Grabbing and putting Castle Garenbrig onto the battlefield tends to do the trick. Usually it's going to be Sunken. They always enter tap, so get that aspect out of the way as soon as possible. Turn 3, when they're both untapped, Sylvan to hopefully grab Castle Garenbrig. Do I play Commercial District for the turn? It looks like the opponent might be on some sort of funny business. We have Sultai colors at the moment. Green, blue, and black. With the Bramble Familiar. I think they might be trying to cheat some. It's Sultai Cheater. Sultai Cheater. That's not fun. I don't like that. And okay. Well, this cheater deck, it's maybe not the nicest term to use for it, but they were on the play and they had their nut draw. There you go. They can play every card in their hand for free. Omniscience. So if they can beat it, but either way, at the end of this game I'll explain exactly what happened if anybody missed it, but it's nothing I'm ever normally going to prepare for. Just an uncommon thing that did its thing. Valky tends to do the trick. But again, we're not completely dead. If we took out Omniscience, that actually would be quite nice. I think Archdruid's Charm had... Okay, interesting. We got rid of Regisaur Alpha. Huh. I do kind of like our chances here. As long as they can't draw any more cards. They have one left in their hand. Okay, never mind. Yep. Yeah, okay. Hopefully it's just a land that they got. It's got to stop at some point, I would hope. Oh, a joint exploration into a joint exploration. And, yeah. Oh boy. Maybe we're not dead. I draw a land that enters okay. See what they get off the top. No, that's it's not terrible. Oh, I'd like a Castle Garenbrig. Commercial district again, yeah. I would have liked if we could have gone with Archdruid's Charm to take out Omniscience. That really would have been quite fantastic indeed. But they could draw land for the turn next turn and not do their thing, which would be quite fantastic. There's a chance, a slim chance that they don't win. Potentially. 7, 6. Oh boy. Vaultborn next turn? No, it's not. Not gonna do it. Okay, well. Alright. For everybody that isn't aware, because again, it's not a very common deck to face, that was Sultai cheat 'em out. So, how did they do that? Getting right to it. Bramble Familiar. They played it for 2 on turn 2, and then turn 3, they played the Lovely, wherever it is. Somewhere in here. Where's Release to the Wind? It's odd. Anyways, Release to the Wind for 2 and a blue. They can exile a card and replay it any time without paying its mana cost. Replaying it means they don't have to replay the Bramble Familiar part. They can replay the Fetch Quest part of the Bramble Familiar. So they paid 3 and effectively cast something that cost 7. And then they milled all their stuff and they put an enchantment, a creature, or a land from among them onto the battlefield. Oh man, those flies really buzzing. But that's how they got Omniscience onto the battlefield on turn 3 with that loop of painfulness. And then with Omniscience, they could cast spells from their hand without paying their mana costs. And yeah, that's about it. If we had some enchantment destruction, I mean, Boseiju could do the trick. I'll think about it. You know what? I kind of like Gwenna. This deck, either we pop off or they pop off, pretty much. Seems to be. Trim the Fierce Empath, get those Boseiju who endures. Actually going to grab a Fly Swatter. Get that fly. It's big and it's bothersome. Okay. Well, it's away from me. All right. Yep. I love that hand. A bunch of lands. One of them being Castle Garenbrig. It's staying away. I almost got it with the Fly Swatter. But the Besejus, as we saw with Omniscience, the opponent playing all their stuff for free, makes me feel certainly a lot more comfortable. And especially with the Sunken. I like it. Having 2 Besejus, we can comfortably play one and know we still will be able to execute exactly what we're looking to do. I like it. They won't be doing their funny business this turn, that's for sure. Right. And maybe they have some counter spells. I would imagine that's a very real possibility. Do I want to... You know what? We're going to play Carnage Tyrant. Test the waters, see what they have. They don't have much out, so... Again, it does make me feel positive that nothing is going to happen this very next turn. Of course, it was pretty surprising that first game, so you never know what other stuff might be up their sleeve. They got, oh, okay, yeah, total of 5 to cast the Bramble Familiar for 2 and then release. Oh, okay, maybe not. I didn't imagine it would be a super consistent thing, and yeah, fortunately that's not the case. Wow. And Jace Reawakened, though, could be... Okay, yeah, they're going to bounce some stuff. We're just going to have to bounce the opponent. Do I want to take out Jace? Possibly. Do I want Beseju to take out Omniscience? Very much so. Kind of like Vaultborn Tyrant instead. I think we should be safe-ish. I want the card draw with Vaultborn. I want to advance the plan and hope. Oh boy. Hope they don't have Release to the Wind. We'll see. Never mind. Does tend to do the trick. I also forgot about the plotting potential. With the plotting, they can pay or play either half of that, and yeah. Rough. Okay, well, in the future, if I ever face this, I will always preserve Beseju if they have any hint of doing this silliness. Yeah, so that does tend to do the trick. Does tend to do it. They were able to play their stuff off the top with one with the multiverse. It's just painful and unfortunate. Hopefully I never face it again, but of course you never know. I guess it's probably going to be the 3rd Mono Green Devotion coming up. Just my luck tonight. Where's that fly, though? I heard it. Kind of seems like a black fly. It's kind of stinging me, or might have just run into me. Hurt a bit. Not actually, but... Keeps hiding behind a mattress. Oh my goodness. Okay, yep, that's a keeper, 100%. I love Commercial District Plus. Yeah, Castle Garenbrig. Archdruid's grabbing that Sunken Citadel, and we should be off to the races to play a lot of big and nasty stuff. Oh, I kind of like the... You know, it will send Nah, I'm going to keep the forest just in case. Oh, excuse me. My, oh my. Oh, I might appreciate keeping the forest just because some sort of Rakdos variation, likely have Thoughtseize, which could rip Archdruid's Charm from her hand. I'm not discarding a land, that's for sure. Though I could. You know what? I'm going to get rid of that forest. There's a very real possibility, a pretty good certainty that I should get everything I need. Start with the cliff top. Oh, look! Oh, look! Cliff top got Sunken. Archdruids was going to grab Sunken, and now Archdruids may not have to grab Sunken. Okay. That's also rough. We need a creature to play next turn. After the opponent go blanks us. Palani's Hatcher again. Pretty much the best thing. It's multiple bodies in one. Well, it's more bodies than Regisaur Alpha. That's what I'm getting at. They shouldn't have a sweeper for 4 coming up here, so I would imagine we're mostly safe. I can play pretty much anything in the deck. I can make 7 mana, even if they get rid of Stomping Ground. To go for the throat is rough-ish. I don't need another Castle Garenbrig, that's for sure, but that's just how it goes sometimes. Blood Tithe Harvester, just get rid of it. There's a very real possibility they could have failed to pushed that, the token, and then I would have been left facing off against the Blood Tithe Harvester, facing off against a 3-2 that I wasn't able to kill. No, I don't need. I also don't need that. Again, it is a little bit rough when you have situations like this. You only have 20 lands in the deck, and you just get flooded completely. Of course, Vaultborn Tyrant, it's not in my hand. We know it's safe. Any discard spells, doesn't matter. We're at least going to be dropping a nice big body coming up. Unless they have Field of Ruin, which would destroy one of my non-basic lands, shuffle everything. Also painful. Hopefully the dinosaur egg sticks around so it can chump the hostile investigator. Good, look at that. Save myself from taking 4 damage. That could make all the difference down the line. Oh boy, hopefully you have destroy-based removal. Or Shieldred's Edict. Sacrifice it, get the copy, and it's good. Imagine we're probably losing Archdruid's Charm. It seems like a pretty heavy discard angle with this Rakdos Midrange. Yep. Kroxa. Kroxa is pain. Pain and suffering. But it's not terrible. The hostile investigator is not attacking into the Vaultborn Tyrant. Oh, and sometimes you get a Ghalta off the top. Vaultborn with the trigger, draw something big. Do it. Well, it's not something big, but we're going to attack with the Vaultborn. Trade, yeah, good. I get a copy. That's what I want. I love seeing Tyrranax Rex. Right, now all of a sudden, boom. The opponent has to be careful or they'll die. Imagine they probably have removal. Okay, they don't. Well, they still die. Good. You know what I'm going to do? Ruthless. Once again. Now, we don't have haste. We want to attack with the Ghalta that's been out, so we keep that, but we still get the trigger of the second one that's entered, and I still get to put the 2 big dinos that I have onto the battlefield. Yeah. Watch out. Gotcha. Alright. We'll do it once again. And once again, like I mentioned, this deck, Rakdos, black and red, they got removal. And they got discard. But mostly they have removal. So Gwenna probably dying. They're going to have it in hand. Gwenna might be the first creature that I play. So she's going to eat that piece of removal. I don't want to rely on that. Not at all. Hornet Queen actually could buy a lot of time, honestly. We don't have to worry about the Vein Ripper, so I can see myself using Hornet Queen for the foreseeable future. I don't have to worry about my own creatures dying, losing 2 life, the opponent's creatures dying, and me also losing 2 life. That was never fun. Excuse me, I'll do that. Hornet Queen instead of T-Rex. Should be good. Oftentimes that's what I've done. Hornet Queen likely could get me the win with just a swarm of Death Touch creatures. Tyrranax Rex could just be sacrificed with the Sheoldred's Edict from the opponent, and I did a whole lot of nothing, but at least the Hornet Queen it's 5 creatures in 1. Dress is a little bit painful. I imagine, okay. That's pretty good, as long as they don't have another Thoughtseize. If we get to go off with Sylvan, we're in a good position. We don't get to go off with Sylvan, so we're not in a good position.
Dang!
Really? Oh, this opponent goofed up immensely. Are you serious? Did they not see what I did the previous game? I don't get it. I love when opponents make little oopsies like that. Hopefully they get to realize the oopsie that they made, and it's going to be me taking them down. Oh my goodness, it's me taking them down. Oh look, it's a Sunken, which is a Sylvan, which becomes a Sunken. Playing for the turn, able to make 7. Coming up, 8 the turn after that. Oh boy. Oh boy, strap yourselves in. Redemption after those painful mono-green matchups and that wacky Sultai cheat out. Never a fun time. Okay. I could have preserved Castle Garenbrig. I have to hope they don't play Field of Ruin, but if they leave things as is, they die-ish. We have to maintain 1 land plus Ghalta. That's just how it goes. And no Thoughtseize, don't do it. No? Good. I like the looks of this. They're not dead at the moment with the creatures that I have, but they're close to death. Alright. Well. Do what we gotta do. I like it. And again, Palani's leaving behind a dinosaur egg. Lovely stuff. We're going to have a chump blocker for whatever they do. Beautiful. They can't kill Ghalta Stampede Tyrant for 1 black or 1 red. That's all they have at the moment. I got Palani's plus the dinosaur egg. Yeah, that does tend to do the trick. Alright. I say that's a pretty fantastic nightcap. Of course, a lot more pain than I would hope for, but yeah. Started off fantastic, ended fantastic. You never know what you're going to get, but I always have a good time. So, Blue Blur, Victor, Pinky, Dallas, Thunderblade 5 ways. Kanushis, other people. I think that's about it. Yeah. Have a good rest of your night, the rest of your day. Long weekend if you have a long weekend. And yeah, a good rest of your time zone. Whenever it is, wherever it is. And I'll see you next time. And don't forget to take a big bite out of that like button. Have a good one. Peace.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?